You know what I really, really want to get into, which I feel like is going to take up a lot of the time in this episode of 10
How we
Talks,
got
is
scammed.
the whole apartment search situation. So for a lot of people that have been keeping up with our podcast, 10 Talks, you guys know that, Riley and I's, our lease here is ending at the end of this month. So by July 1st, we have to find a new place. And we already told this place we're leaving. So they basically sent me an email back saying that you better get your ass out by July 1st or else we're kicking you out type shit. So we have to get out of here. And either way, so Riley and I found a place, a loft, that we really, really fucking liked. And also, by the way, we're all of our apartment searches, we're actually vlogging and we're posting it on YouTube. First, we post on Patreon. A week later, we make it public for YouTube. So our very first apartment vlog is public right now. It's available. I think we saw like 5 or 6 apartments in that whole vlog, which is a bunch of apartments. But go check it out if you guys would like. Either way, the last apartment in that vlog is the one that Riley and I really wanted to get, was the loft one.
We were so set on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, we could fucking live here. We were just super excited. I don't know. It just felt like it would be like a perfect place for us.
I was hyped on it. Yeah,
we were both really hyped.
And then Riley and I filled out the application, and then the place is expensive. It was $2,100
over budget, a little over.
Yeah,
budget.
our budget was, we wanted to go below 2,000, but when we saw this place, we were like,
Fuck, it's
should
worth
we
it.
should we like fucking tighten up our money on other stuff and not spend money on other stuff so we can afford a cool place like this to live? Which is like, a lot of people say that's a bad decision, but I don't know, like I really like that place and I feel like it would make so much good content. You know what I mean? Like it would be so sick. So either way, and like worst case scenario, after a year, we're like, this is too crazy. We can't afford this. We can just dip out. You know what I mean? Even maybe like halfway through it or some shit, but that would be bad to do. But either way, we were gonna get this place. And then we filled out the application. Everything was going fine. They accepted our application. And then something we found strange was the rent is $2,100 a month, but the deposit was $400. So that already was kind of, ringing like kind of or showing like a red flag to me, where I was like, why is the deposit so low? Usually deposits are the same amount as the actual rent. So it's like if your rent is $1,500, your deposit's gonna be $1,500. So we were surprised to see it was only $400. Either way, we applied. They accepted us. They called their fucking jobs and shit. It was like a whole thing to get accepted to this apartment. And then they asked for the $400 deposit. And I was talking on the both Riley and I had separate conversations with the real estate agent. And I don't want to say her name or whatever, but anyway, Riley and I both had Riley was like talking to this person while she was like at work, so we're not even the same.
Driving to work.
Yeah, she was driving to work, so we had these conversations completely separately. And this lady told Riley and I both the same thing, which is that our move-in date is July 1st, and
we're gonna get the keys June 19th.
Yeah, exactly. So we made it a thing to say that our move-in date is July 1st. They're like, it's fine, we need the $400 deposit. And then the lady told me after we cleared everything else up, she's like, hey, if you'd like, you can start moving your stuff in June 19th so that you can by July 1st you can already have all your stuff moved in. And I was like, sweet, thank you. And then I didn't even tell her like, yeah, that's perfect, we're gonna do it. I just said like, thank you for offering that. You know what I mean? It was literally the way she made it sound was like, hey, your moving date's July 1st, but if you'd like, you can start bringing your stuff in June 19th. And also, by the way, they did the same thing for this place. When we moved into this place, our moving date was July 1st, and the real estate agent told us like, hey, if you'd like, you could start moving in your stuff like a week early so you can be ready. And they didn't fucking pro-charge us or prorate us or whatever. But either way, we got after I gave her the $400 deposit, we got a leasing document emailed to us basically saying that on June 19th is the due date of our rent, which not a big deal. Fuck it, I'm down to start June 19th.
Yeah.
But then on July 1st, 11 days later, we're going to get prorated for those 11 days that we're moving in early.
No.
That prorate was $871. So immediately I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. Number one, that doesn't make sense because if they're charging us the rent on June 19th, our next rent would be July 19th and then so on and so forth. So why charge us for a week into our rent? That doesn't make sense to me already if our rent starts June 19th. It would make sense if the document she sent us said that your rent starts July 1st, but because you're moving in June 19th, you get prorated for that week. That would make sense. Mm-hmm. But the way it was set up is like they're charging us a week into our rent already, extra. It didn't really make sense. And then I saw that, and honestly, I didn't freak out when I saw that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, I'm gonna call her and figure it out. I called the lady, and I'm like, yo, this is strange. Like, and it was a different lady who picked up, and I was like, hey, I talked to someone else. I explained to her our moving date is July 1st. She's like, I told her, I was like, for some reason it says June 19th and we're getting prorated $800 or $870 for a week into July 1st, until July 1st. And she's like, oh, it's because the 400 deposit only holds it until June 19th. And basically she explained it in a way where like they're saying that I'm wrong and like I have to get charged $800. And I was like, wait. I was like, that's not what that lady was telling me. Like, she told me completely opposite, that our moving date was July 1st and she was just offering that we could start coming in June 19th. And I was like, that sounds off. I was like, this sounds a little bit sketchy. I was like, I think we might want our $400 deposit back if we can't get this figured out. And then she's like, no, the deposits are non-refundable. She's like, if you don't pay the prorate, like we keep the 400. And I was like, whoa. I was like, now you are sounding like a scam. Like, I was like, this literally sounds like you guys are scamming me. You guys like put the wrong dates on the leasing document just to keep my $400, or I pay an extra $800, which is like, number one, if the deposit was together, the 400 and the 800 would be like 1,200. If the deposit was 1,200, that would make sense. I'd be like, okay, you know, that makes sense for this place. But if they're trying to finesse this $800 out of me in this like scammy type of way, that is what I did not like. And I was like, dude, I need to speak to a manager. They're like, a manager's not available right now. I sent them a long fucking winded email saying they're scamming me and shit. And then I basically got an email back saying, don't worry, we're going to refund you your $400 or some shit. So they said, oh, we're going to call you once your $400 is available, and we have to write a check for it. As if they can't write it that day. But yeah, either way,
it's a bummer.
That's what. And I felt so bad telling Riley because she was so excited about this spot.
Yeah, but it's like, at the end of the day, we don't want to deal with people like this forever. So we're probably making the right. It probably was a sign, like, this is not the one for you, because after I did look on Yelp and they only have 2.5 stars. This property management.
And that's where I started questioning myself. I was like, wait, like, am I tripping, or like, what's up with the reviews of this place? And I told Riley, because she's like a Yelp master, I was like, check out the reviews on this place. And then she sent me like screenshot of like a person complaining about something similar to what I'm complaining about, saying this place is a scam, don't trust them, and they had a 2.5 star rating. And I was just like, fuck, like. And also, you said that a couple of the other comments you read was like people who were already living in a building, and then this property management company took over this building as management, and then people were saying like, ever since they took over, this place has gone to trash. Like, they suck. Yeah,
shit. Dude. And they'd be like, we live at blah 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 addresses we checked out. Like, I've seen like the Burbank Boulevard one. I think it's the one that we wanted to move into.
Oh, really?
I was like, don't move in here, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're like, we send in service requests, and they don't ever, like, come to help, blah, blah, blah. So, like, they would never do our maintenance shit, like, if we had no hot water.
That would suck.
They actually are pretty good with this place.
Yeah, exactly. They do send out someone pretty quickly.
But that was, like, the biggest thing I saw was, like, the maintenance shit.
And it's a huge bummer because Riley and I had already kind of emotionally set ourselves like, yes, we got this place, we're so juiced and excited and hyped. And then number one, we were bummed that we lost this place, but then number two, this property management company is huge. It's like it owns hella properties in Los Angeles, and for us to not go with them means we're excluding ourselves from a lot of dope properties. So it's like a difficult decision right now where we're like, fuck, dude, like, do we just roll the dice and go with this shitty property management company to get one of these cool spots, or should we put in more work to find a cool property that is owned by like a decent trusting place, you know?
I don't know, it's such a tough decision. We'll have to wait till tomorrow when you talk to the manager.
Exactly. So to give a full wrap up to this story is tomorrow I'm going to speak to that. I spoke to the assistant manager. Apparently there's two managers. I spoke to the assistant manager, and I'm going to talk to the main manager tomorrow. And then I'm going to explain to him exactly the story from my position and be like, hey, from my like point of view, it just seems like I was not told the correct information by this lady, Stephanie. If the deposit's $1,200, then the deposit's $1,200, but like I just didn't like how that finesse was, and I'm gonna tell him like, dude, if you guys can hold it until July 1st, we'll pay the $400, we'll pay $800, you know what I mean, to hold it until July 1st or whatever. But it's like, we want the spot. I just felt like I was getting scammed, you know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I'm kind of scared that because of my long-winded email, they're already like, fuck this guy, he's a fucking asshole. Sure. We don't want to deal with this dude anymore. So there's a chance that they might not want me to move in. I don't even want to know what you said in that email. I really don't. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna talk to the dude tomorrow, and then we're either gonna get our $400 back, hopefully, or we're gonna be able to move into this place. But regardless, we're gonna have to continue apartment
Looking.
searching.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll find something.
Yeah, we might find something better.
Exactly.